Wherever there's an episodic series, you can bet two men will talk to you. AJ Talon and Owen Finch give their thoughts on Owen and AJ Talks.
Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to Owen and AJ Talks. And because I'm starting a video, luckily I was smart this time and put my phone on vibrate because, as you know, AJ, it seems like anytime I record a video, someone knows about it because they'll text, my phone will go off like every 10 seconds. So
I haven't seen it on in a couple days. Guaranteed some point during this video it's come fucking knocking on my door.
Yep. But I'm Owen Finch and I'm here with
AJ Talon, and today we're back again with Dragon Ball. It's been a little while. And this time we're doing a twofer. It's Dragon Ball episodes 5 and 6. Episode 5, Yamcha the Desert Bandit. And episode 6, Keep an Eye on the Dragon Balls.
So yeah, you said it's been a little while because I said I wanted to tell the story. We were supposed to do this video last week, and as you found out off camera, we talked about it. Would have been very, very fitting because last week, you said it was like May 9th-ish. It was Goku Day in Japan. So that actually would have been cool. We actually would have gotten this video out at like a really good time. It would have been a complete accident. It would have been like, wow, we actually got something out on time and everything like that. Because obviously, you know, because the editing was slow on my laptop for Star Wars, we didn't get the Star Wars video out until like 2 a.m. May 5th, which, you know.
Yeah, so it's May 4th, yeah.
And so last Friday, you know, I was pretty excited. I was all ready to do the Dragon Ball video. I ended up liking the episode and everything like that. I watched it that day and everything like that. Everything was going well. I was sticking to my schedule. And then, as I told you, AJ, I think I closed my other laptop I used to edit my video, which is, you know, not the greatest. It's barely hanging on by a thread. And as we found out, I thought that was going to be it last week because, you know, my laptop kind of crashed last week that I used to edit my videos. And I thought, you know, typically it will happen. Usually it will, like, start up and then sometimes it will freeze. And sometimes I have to, like, put it back to, like, a certain state, like date of the month. It says, do you want to go back to like this date? And usually that works when it comes to like fixing my laptop and everything like that. Then it decided this time it wasn't going to work. It decided, you know, I thought my laptop was it. It was pretty much junk at that point. I couldn't get my laptop working for a good hour. And I'm like, crap, I have to find a way to edit my videos again. And because the video program is on the other laptop. It's not on this laptop. I use this laptop just to record the videos and, you know, just to like edit documents and things like that. So I'm like, well, crap. I have to get the video edited then. So I got that. And then I'm like, shit, I don't have any of like the background stuff that like we do for the videos and anything like that. So I have to go down. One, I didn't even know if I had them because originally they were uploaded to my channel unlisted. I'm like, crap, I hope I didn't delete those. Luckily, if for some reason I didn't delete them, which is good. It wasn't like the RVB video. Well, it was kind of like the reverse RVB video where I thought I deleted them, but I didn't. It was the reverse, you know, where I thought I uploaded the video, but then I deleted it by accident. So I'm like, yes, okay, cool. And then I'm like, oh, crap. Okay, so I have to download this thing. And I had to spend a little while, like, you know, getting all the background stuff. Because the background videos are only, like, a minute. Like, the loops you see in the background and everything like that. So you have to, like, basically, like, you know, click and drag. And it's a lot. Sometimes, you know, I end up just copy and pasting it. And then I did it. I did the first one. And then, like... for some reason you have to buy the program. You don't necessarily have to, but like then it makes you, then the program like shows up like what it is and it like covers our faces and you like can't even see us at all. So I'm like, damn it, I gotta buy the program because then like the video is not gonna look good. So I spent $54 on that. And then yeah, so that's on this laptop. And then you know, I spent like a good probably 3 hours staring at a computer screen, like getting all our stuff ready. And then for my wrestling stuff, I put the one background thing in, so I had to like do that all over again, and that was fucking not fun. And then, yeah, I mean, I also called the video off because like I was kind of pissed off and like just so upset that my laptop crashed. I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing this today. And if we were doing like Kiss Sis, we would have done the video probably. But then I'm like, well, wait, I don't even know how I'm gonna get this video out. What the hell is this video gonna look like and everything like that. So then I think I literally told you this. It was right after I spent 3 hours staring at a screen, dragging stuff and making new stuff and everything like that. My other computer just decided to start working again after I spent $54 on the computer editing software. It's like, yeah, I'm just. Yeah, and then there's another fun thing. If you're wondering, you probably would like, if you watch my channel from like, video by video, you probably noticed there was a Yellow Jackets video that didn't get uploaded. You probably noticed it went from episode 3 and then it jumped all the way to episode 5. There was no episode 4 review for like a good few months. I
they only told me that like a week ago. So I was like, oh, that's weird.
Yeah, so I didn't publish the video. I think what happened is I uploaded it and then like I had to pick a thumbnail and I waited too long. I think I went out too and then forgot to make the video public and everything like that. So I'm like, oh, this is fun, we have it's a good thing I actually like I didn't delete the video, like I was just unlisted type of thing. It was still on the channel type of thing. So yeah, but it was not a fun week last week because I ended up almost having a laptop crash and everything like that. It was not fun. So but yeah, we're doing this video now. And I'm happy about it because we haven't done Dragon Ball, like you said, at all this year yet. We stopped last year and then...
I guess that hasn't been this whole year, which is crazy because we're already like halfway through the year.
Yeah, because, it's taken us a little longer than we thought to get through Yellow Jackets because both our schedules have just been busy and everything like that. And then, your schedule's just changing consistently week by week. So, but yeah, we're doing, Dragon Ball now. But yeah, let's get to the Dragon Ball review and everything like that. So now that I've just spent a good, 7 minutes just mentioning all that story that just happened.
Yeah. But I guess we'll go into the wiki stuff. Yamcha the Desert Bandit was directed by Daisuke Nishio and written by Takio Koyama. Those are Japanese names. Granted, I don't know how much writing you have to do, considering, this is kind of like the manga's right there. You just got to animate that. I mean, I'm sure there are some changes. It's been a long time since I've read the comic, so. But for the most part, it must be an easy job writing it.
Do they even have to do any animation? Because, like you said, the manga's right there. They can just use the manga to, like... They probably have to, like...
Yeah, trying to translate it, like how it looks in motion.
Yeah.
But yeah, and episode 6, Keep Your Eyes on Dragon Ball, was directed by Kazuhisa Takeuchi and written by Tosushi Karano. I am fucking super white.
You probably did a better job than I would have saying those names, let's be real, so...
But, Owen, now it's time, your favorite part, to guess when these aired.
And this is the... Remember when I said, we haven't done Dragon Ball all year, so, like, I don't even... It's been so long, I don't remember what I said last time and what you said last time. It's one of those, like, Yellow Jacket things for you, where, like, you knew the episode, like, air date, and then, like, we didn't do a video for, like, 2 weeks.
Right, for, like, I forgot, yeah.
Well, it's an 80s cartoon. You could just kind of tell that vibe just based off, the presentation of Dragon Ball and everything like that. I'm gonna say like the Desert Bandit, even though it feels like something that would come out in the summer because it's the desert and everything like that. So I am going to guess July 16th, 1982.
You are incorrect, Owen. You are right that it's in the 80s, but that's a whole 10 years. It actually aired in March 26th, 1986.
Damn. So I was 4 years off.
Do you want to guess when it came out in America?
I am going to guess September 16th, 1996.
You're actually pretty close on that one. Not September, October 7th, 1995.
Damn, I was only a year off. So I knew it was the 90s when it came out in America, so...
Yeah. And then, do you want to guess episode 6?
Oh, I figured we'd do that later, but I guess we can do that. So you said it was March... what was it? March what? 1986 for 26? March 26, 1986?
Yep.
Let's see. This is gonna be weird because I'm trying to think if it came out weekly, but you know, that's what's tough about cartoons. They don't really follow like Yellow Jackets. It doesn't come out weekly, and even though Dragon Ball's not necessarily episodic like a SpongeBob or something like that, but you know, I'm gonna guess that you know what? I'm gonna say this was a two-parter. I'm gonna guess March 26, 1986. I'm gonna say it came out the same day.
You are incorrect, Owen. You overthought it. It is a week later. It aired on April 2nd, 1986, and in America, it aired on October 14th, 1995.
Damn, I was kind of thinking like, you know, sometimes TV shows like to do like, oh, this is gonna be a two-parter type of thing. So like it is.
Yeah, I guess we'll get into that now. This is interesting because Dragon Ball. This is the closest the two episodes have been to each other. I guess you could say episode 2 and 3 are a two-parter, but not really. You know, it kind of just ends with Goku helping the turtle, and then episode 3 picks up with him still helping the turtle.
Yeah.
Then episode 4 was, of course, kind of a standalone. Whereas these two episodes are pretty close together. They take place literally an hour apart.
Yeah.
So that's cool, because like you said, not quite like SpongeBob, but it has been fairly episodic lately. So it is kind of nice that we're getting a pretty direct continuation from one episode to the next.
I was thinking they did the Avatar-like vibe, with the two separate episodes, Crossroads of Destiny and The Guru. But I was thinking, because I remember those came out the same day. It was one big episode, and then on
season finale, so that makes sense.
Yeah, so I was thinking the same. I think I thought this was because it continues again. I thought that we were going to do 3 episodes, because based on how, the Dragon Ball episode ends, I was like, is there something, are we doing 3 episode reviews? Because it does, they don't really, because there's still more to, as we'll talk about later, there's still more to the plot.
2 episodes together, because kind of the same deal. The next 2 episodes are pretty close together.
Yeah, so, but yeah, I guess we'll just get started. There's a pretty big episode here because, like you said, Yamcha the Desert Bandit. I think I told you this off camera and stuff like that. I knew this episode was coming for a while because, well, interestingly enough, I say that, but then again, we didn't do we didn't do Dragon Ball for a while, so I kind of forgot about it. But I remember when we started Dragon Ball, it was one of the episodes I looked through Crunchyroll and I saw one of this episode's name was Yamcha, so I'm like, dude, I wonder who we're gonna meet this episode, because we hadn't met him yet. Yeah, it's pretty interesting that we get to meet him this episode. I talked about this off camera. I always thought we met Yamcha after Krillin, because, again, like we talked about off camera just a couple seconds ago, when I started watching Dragon Ball, when you started watching Dragon Ball, you were just watching random episodes. So, some episodes I just thought would happen before other episodes type of thing. And as we talked about, one of those random episodes ended up being really random that you happen to watch that episode, because it was when I think you watched an episode where Goku landed on Earth, and I thought that was the first episode of Dragon Ball and everything like that. So
that's how the show started. Yeah, and I'm like, no, that's way off.
I said that in the guessing game too, type of thing. So, but yeah, it's cool that. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, yeah, this is cool because, like you said, you kind of knew Yamcha was a character. You vaguely knew who he was. But yeah, like you said, you thought Krillin was introduced first.
Yep.
And cool, because yeah, you like scroll through the Crunchyroll episodes, and you remember the Stone episode and the Milk Delivery episode, and you also remember this episode, Yamcha the Desert Bandit, or at least you kind of vaguely knew about it.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess we'll just get started. But we're talking about Yamcha and everything like that. We don't even see him yet because the episode obviously has a little bit of a time jump from the last episode. We see that Bulma, Goku, and Ulan are, on the quest to continue to find the Dragon Balls. We have that 1980s narrator, like, letting us know, like, that they're continuing their quest to find the Dragon Balls and everything like that.
They told us they're continuing their quest. Imagine the episode starts, and he's like, oh yeah, by the way, they stopped. They just gave up. They're going home. Goku's going to get a 9-to-5 job.
I just think it's funny. I think we talked about it. It was literally, I remember episode 1. He was like asking questions that were like season finale type questions. Like, will they find this in the next episode? Like, no, they're not going to find it in the next episode. Like, that'd be like.
All right, imagine the show just ends episode 2. Like, oh yeah, they found all 7. Cool, that's the end.
Yeah. But, but anyhow, so we find out that they're, they're riding on a boat, obviously set up by Bulma's time capsules. No, not time capsules, dino capsules and everything like that. I
do like that we get to see Oolong with them, because I think we said last time, Oolong the Terrible is a pretty important episode, but like you wouldn't really get the vibe from that episode, because like Oolong comes off as kind of just like a one-off villain.
Yeah.
This episode starts off with he's joined the crew.
Yeah, I remember you said he joined the crew. I thought there was going to be a big story thing, but that happened like off screen and everything like that. And Goku's I think the episode starts like Goku asks Goku asks Bulma like why he's all of a sudden decided to bring Ulan on for the adventure. This definitely seemed like one of those back and forth conversations they were just having to kind of let the fans know, like, why all of a sudden now is Ulan with them.
So it's weird Goku's only asking this now.
Well, I'll give him a pass, because at least he didn't fuck up like Pilaf, who didn't know about the Dragon Ball things until like.
He's looking forward for like a long ass time and didn't know there was like 6 more.
Again, he's an emperor. He should know his shit, but he didn't know. So I'm never gonna let that pass. By the way, so
he spent years, God knows how much money, trying to find a Dragon Ball. So he's like, all right, cool, I got it. And somehow his sidekick knew there were 6 more, but not him.
I like to think, by the way, if this never became like a show, like that came on cameras, it was never gonna get explained to him either. He was just gonna be looking.
He knew, but she was just like kind of awkwardly trying to find the right moment to bring it up.
So Bulma says, the reason that she's bringing Ulan along is because obviously he could shapeshift and everything like that. So obviously that's going to be like a useful tool for them for their adventures and everything like that, which makes sense. They do a funny joke here, and it becomes like a running joke throughout the next couple of episodes where Ulan's kind of being very a perv towards Bulma and everything like that.
Which makes sense considering last time, he was like holding it, kidnapping girl.
Yeah.
But I also like so kind of like done with Bulma at the same time. Because remember the joke of last episode when he was kidnapping girls? Because the ones he kept kidnapping were like basically like running his house.
Yeah.
And like making shit for him.
Oh, that's right. And then we've translated that joke to Yellow Jackets with the wilderness.
Oh yeah. God, where he keeps killing them because like all the girls he kept killing are like, these girls suck. They're annoying. I want to just keep trying. I want Travis. He seems cool.
And that was before Travis became a bad character, actually, for you. So, I wonder if he still wanted. I wonder if he regrets taking Travis now, type of thing. So,
but I like Javi. I'm keeping Javi. Travis, you can go back now.
I would love that if that became a thing. Even
the tree god lost track of Javi. Like Javi somehow like disappeared and the tree god didn't notice.
That's why Van got to like come back to life because the tree god didn't want Van. So
it's sucks. All right, take her back. I want another one.
But anyhow, so they do a funny joke here where Ulan makes a funny joke that Bulma just is really interested in him, and they continue the joke because Ulan drops a line saying that he's a man, and obviously because Goku's just learning about privates and everything like that. He smacks Ulan's balls, and but I like that. I feel like this joke hasn't gotten old yet. Well, one, it's been a little bit since I've watched Dragon Ball, so that's why. But also too because the reaction's always different every time Goku does it to somebody.
Well, I like the joke because this is the first time Goku does it to a guy. You know, because like last time the old lady and she got like embarrassed, and in here, Goku just like smacks him, and he's like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
Yeah.
And he goes, "Cool, you're a guy." And Oolong gets pissed at him and like almost pushes him off the boat.
Yeah, that was funny. And I thought that I like the back and forth that Oolong and Goku have. They kind of start like a back and forth where they're like, just kind of giving each other shit and everything like that. I want to joke that happens throughout the episode is Goku keeps like making pig jokes at him, talk about how he's a pig or that he's gonna eat pig and everything like that. I don't remember when it is, but there's
I will say I think the Japanese version a little bit more because again in the English version they give him like a really like low voice. Like as a kid I always thought Oolong was like a grown ass adult. But like in the Japanese version, like he's got like a very like high voice, like he's supposed to be a kid like Goku.
Oh, so they've changed it. So
well, because I think it said in the last episode, in the Japanese version, he says he's younger than Bulma. Like I think he's like 10. Like he's about Goku's age.
Yeah.
So like banter kind of comes off as like kind of like brothers, kind of like giving each other shit.
Yeah, but continuing. Bulma mentioned, but they kept doing this running joke, where Goku keeps saying that he wants to eat pig and all that type of stuff, or he'll do something where he calls, like, Oolong a pig. There's one funny one where he asked, like, Oolong if he would, like, eat bacon, which is really funny later on. I'm like, he's a pig. He's obviously not going to commit cannibalism and everything like that. Bulma tells the group that they're going to say that again.
Fry Pan Mountain.
Fry Pan Mountain. I almost said Space Mountain. I'm like, that's not. I knew it wasn't Space Mountain. So.
It's a really weird name because the whole point of the mountain is it's on fire.
Yeah, but it's Frybird Mountain, and huh?
Fry pan, like a cooking pan.
Oh, Fry Pan Mountain. But yeah, they're going to Fry Pan Mountain, and obviously Oolong's worried about this because he tells us the story about an Oxkin, and this Oxkin is really is huge and is a really big warrior and everything like that. And if you come face to face with the Oxkin, he will just kill you, and he won't just kill you because of his size. He has like a blade that he like knows how to use, and basically Oolong says that he'll cut your head off like the second you come in contact with him and everything like that.
Calls him like the Demon King or some shit, and it's funny because we meet like fucking 5 Demon Kings in Dragon Ball, so it's like Jesus, which one?
Yeah, they did this really good like animation where like as Oolong was explaining what this was, you saw like obviously didn't see like the Oxkin, but they did like like a in the shadows big Oxkin and everything like that.
Art style and make it kind of look like he's made of fire, which again it's cool because he's supposed to live on like a mountain made of fire.
Yeah, it is interesting that that must show how intimidating the Oxkin is because this is a mountain that's on like fire and everything like that, and the big thing that obviously Oolong's worried about is this Oxkin and everything like that. I feel like there's gonna be some type of twist coming where we're gonna find out that this Oxkin isn't really that intimidating or something, just because with Oolong it was that way, and then we found out who he was.
Like basically a big wimp. Yeah. I think it's pretty cool that like because Oolong is like, hey, where are we going anyway? Because like he got Bulma kind of just like got him to tag along because they captured him.
Yeah.
And he doesn't Dragon Balls at this point. So he thinks they're just going to Fry Pan Mountain just to, like, for the fun of it. He doesn't know for the Dragon Balls. He's like, are you guys fucking nuts?
Right. I didn't even catch on to that because I just thought they told him off screen. So like when I saw the next episode, I'm like, so what the hell do you think they were going to Fry Pan Mountain for?
Nuts. He thought they were going to the Fire Mountain just for the fun of it.
Yeah. So then yeah, okay, so me. So then when Ulan over here, finds out where they're going, he's like, screw this, I'm not going. He jumps off the boat and he shapeshifts into a fish, and obviously, Bulma doesn't want him getting away, so Goku takes his clothes off, and again, like we said, child censorship and stuff's different in Japan because we see Goku's little tic tac here and everything like that.
It's a weird rule because it's like once Goku's an adult, they obviously stop doing that. But it's kind of like a weird. I'm like, I don't know which one's worse. Like is it better that he's a child and he's naked, or is that worse? I don't know.
I don't know. But yeah, Goku jumps in to go after him. Olan tried to hide behind like a school of fish, but like the school of fish just like swam away from him. And I like he does a funny joke. He's like, I really wasn't much for school either. But he goes like deep enough into the water where like Goku can't get to him because he has to come up for air. So Goku like tells Bulma that he can't find him. So Bulma says, "Well, the best way to catch fish is with bait." And I knew where they were going with this one. Bulma puts her underpants on a fish hook and casts a line, and immediately Ulan bites the line and gets captured again by them and everything like that. This is a funny little escape.
I think it's funny. But at the same time, I feel like Dragon Ball does this joke a little too much because they do it with Master Roshi, and they do it with Oolong. And I feel like, again, it's a funny joke, but I feel like don't have too many characters with that joke,
Yeah.
So I feel, well, I don't know, it's because we only have Master Roshi for one episode so far, whereas Oolong's like in the main cast right now.
Right.
So I'm kind of like, it feels like it's retreading the same joke, especially because we're only 5 episodes in. Yeah,
definitely. I can see that. But then, some time passes, and then they cut back, and, Goku's obviously really hungry because we found out that Ulan ate all their food and everything like that. And Bulma gives him some type of like vitamin or something like that. And when it's your turn to talk, you'll be talking about this. And Ulan eats it immediately and everything like that. And you don't notice this, on a first watch, because you think this is just going to be like a quick scene and everything like that. But then when you watch this the second time around, because again, we had to watch this twice because my laptop last week decided, fuck you, you're not doing this video. But you notice that like Bulma smiled and everything like that. So like, on the second we watch, like, yep, Ulan did not made a mistake taking this medication and everything like that, or this vitamin. And obviously Goku asks, so go ahead.
Sorry. I do like that Oolong tried to escape though, because like he's not their friend, like they were enemies last episode, and they kind of just got him to tag along because they beat him.
Yeah.
So I do like at the first opportunity, he was like, "See ya."
Yeah. So that was good at establishing that, so that makes sense why she gives him the vitamin later on and everything like that. And Goku is obviously asking for food, but obviously Bulma says, like, no, that was the last of that food and everything like that. I guarantee you she was bullshitting. Obviously, she didn't want Goku to have this food and everything like that. So, then the ship runs out of gas, so Goku, Bulma comes up with the idea for Ulan to turn into a row, so that way they can just, row them to the,
before it becomes where I do like that Bulma's like, can he turn into a can of gasoline? the Oolong's like, that would, like, kill me, you know? Because, like, if I turn into gasoline to be used in the boat, that'll, like, be me being used by the boat, so that'll fucking kill me.
That's right. Which is weird, because didn't he eat himself? Because wasn't he, didn't he, like, make pasta, like, as one of his...
Yeah, he, like, made a bowl of soup. And I think we talked about that last episode, like, how does that work? Is, like, the soup a part of him, or does he just, like, make soup out of nothing?
I guess that answers our question then, right? Like, you know...
Burned himself on the soup, so did he burn himself on himself?
I guess so. So... And he was eating it, so did he technically... He did commit cannibalism then.
Well, is it cannibalism if you're eating yourself? I don't know. This is a whole can of worms.
I would think so. Because in Yellow Jackets, if Shauna cuts her hand off, she would obviously, you know, commit cannibalism, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Oolong turned into an ore, and then that's it. This scene was relatively fine. I'll just say this now, before we meet Yamcha, a lot of the episode is just kind of filling time and just kind of getting us to the destination of meeting Yamcha. I would have liked a little bit more. Like I would have cut probably this scene you're going to talk about out and just have them land where they're going to meet Yamcha, because I feel like I would have liked more time. I'm glad this was a two-parter, because I would have liked more time to his introduction, because it feels like a lot. Because I checked afterwards, we don't meet Yamcha until like there's like 13 minutes left of the episode, so like a lot of the...
If he called Yamcha the Desert Bandit, we don't even get to the desert till like halfway through the episode.
Yeah, so I would have liked it if we could have had a little bit more time with Because that's it. Because like you said, that's weird that like the character we meet in this episode, I mean, we don't really meet till the end, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. But again, the episode's called Yamcha the Desert Bandit, and we're not in the desert until like halfway through the episode.
Yeah. Again, it really feels like last episode was too episodic, so they had to spend half of this one kind of like justifying why Oolong is around. Now, to be fair, like I say, I like that because Oolong isn't really their friend. Like he's their enemy who kind of just got forced to tag along. It makes sense that like, yeah, of course he doesn't want to be there. He tries to escape whenever he can. But you know, I feel like this kind of should have been its whole own episode, and Yamcha the Desert Bandit should have been like the next episode.
Yeah, I agree. Especially you could have all that stuff where
whole episode was Oolong trying to escape. It would have been kind of boring and gotten old. But like, you know, I feel like you could have figured something out.
Yeah, maybe the whole episode, not the whole episode, but he tries to escape like twice, and then he finds out, and then they can tell him what the Dragon Ball's like, and that's what makes him instead of
like he keeps trying to escape, and then yeah, they come with the Dragon Balls to kind of get him to come along. I would have been cool with it.
Yeah.
So yeah, pretty much like, you know, Oolong was an oar, and Goku was like using him to paddle, and it was like drowning him because Oolong's face was on like the paddle.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, so they eventually just like pull over to like the side of the river, trying to figure out what to do next. Bulma is like, okay, cool, it's fine, you know, not a big deal. We'll just like, you know, like drive the rest of the way, like not following the river. And then, but Bulma reaches into her pocket and realizes her capsules are gone. This kind of sucks because she just like lost them off screen.
Yeah.
Like they don't even know how that. Like they were just like, oh, I guess they fell into the river or something. It's like how?
I don't know.
It really feels like they're like, okay, shit, we need to create an ops. And it's like, oh, what do we do? I don't know. They lose their vehicles, I guess. Okay.
Do you remember in Fairly Odd Parents that became a thing? Like Timmy would make a wish, and like it became this. They started doing this a lot. They always had to come up with a shitty reason why Cosmo and Wanda like couldn't use their wands. So
bullshit rule. Yeah, like they can't do this, and this. Like, all right, fuck you.
I remember one of them wasn't even a rule. Like it was like a trash episode, and one of them was like, oh, Cosmo threw her wands away doing trash day. Like it was like, what the like okay like.
Writers were really just like pulling that out of their ass. And like this doesn't even become a plot point. It's not like Oolong stole them or anything. Like Bulma legit just like lost them, like off screen.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay.
It was really weird. Yeah.
I do like that Bulma like starts freaking out though, because she's like, she says like she's a city girl. She's like so used to like having vehicles like literally pulling them out of her pocket.
Yep.
So like she's like freaking out now that they're stranded in the middle of nowhere without capsules.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And Goku's like not freaking out because he has the Nimbus Cloud. And Bulma's like, I can't ride that. Like, so it's easy for you to say. But I like that Goku's actually the one to give her the idea of like, well, why don't you have Oolong transform into something, and like ride on that.
Question though, could would this not work? Could Goku carry Bulma and ride the Nimbus Cloud at the same time, or does that not work?
Yeah, I guess so, probably.
Because you said she can't ride it. I wonder, like, would the Nimbus Cloud like not let her on, type of thing? Like,
I guess Goku could just like carry her.
Okay.
Yeah, he can, because that happens in future episodes where people can't like ride the Nimbus Cloud, so they just like hold on to Goku.
So that's interesting.
Yeah, I guess they just didn't think of that, or like Bulma was like too scared Goku would like go fast or something. I don't know.
Yeah, they should have. They should have explained that.
Yeah, that's a good point, Owen. I didn't even think about that.
I was thinking that when I watched the episode, but I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's like a rule, like the.
Yeah, in future episodes, they get around that by like people who can't ride the Nimbus Cloud like hang on to Goku.
Is that like a big episode too? Is that something that just happens off screen?
Krillin tries to ride it and he can't, so he kind of just like holds on to Goku.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah. Yeah. So plot hole, I guess. But yeah, Bulma turns around and asks Oolong to transform into like a vehicle for her. And I do like this running joke where Bulma is like really shitty to Oolong and like treats him like garbage. But then whenever she like wants him to do something for her, she like is all nice and complimenting him.
Yeah, I like that.
Again, because I like them. They're not really friends. Like they kind of hate each other. They're kind of just like working together. But yeah, Oolong took this opportunity to get the fuck out of there. Which again, for the episode, don't like it because I would have liked more time with Yamcha. But from like a character point of view, it makes sense. Again, he's not their buddy. He's like, oh shit, they're distracted. I'm leaving. Fuck that. So yeah, Oolong tries to escape again. Goku kind of just like rides around with Nimbus Cloud trying to get a view of him, but Oolong's kind of just like hiding in the forest. Like Goku can't find him. And then Bulma's like, hey, don't worry, Goku, I got an idea. That candy I gave him wasn't really a candy. It was a like a special little medicine. And Bulma starts doing like oinking noises, like pig noises. And whenever she does that, Oolong basically has to take massive shits.
Yeah.
This was pretty fun. It's kind of like shit. What's the name of that medicine that like makes you shit really bad?
Laxatives.
Laxatives. It's basically like that, but whenever Bulma like makes a pig oink noise, it activates.
I assume it's not like it doesn't last a long time though. Like once, like it will pop.
Because I watched the Japanese and English version. The Japanese, she says, the last 1 month.
Oh damn.
Yeah. So basically, it's just to make sure Oolong doesn't like run off for the rest of the journey, essentially. I hope she has. I mean, then again, I'm kind of glad they added that line because in the English version, as a kid, I assumed it lasted forever. I'm like, oh, so Bulma just like turned him into a slave like for the rest of his life. That sucks.
Well, I thought the opposite. I thought like once it passes through a system and everything like that, it would be like done type of thing and everything like that.
Last a month, but again, in the English version, as a kid, I assumed like Bulma could just do this to him like for the rest of his life. So
did you just think he was just sticking around just because of that? As a kid and everything?
Because like he's around when the adults. I was like, is poor Oolong still just there? Because he knows Bulma can make him shit his pants at any moment.
This is a pretty decent little thing, though. I like that we're finding out, about like the world and like all these medicines. Because, the next episode we get like, another medicine and everything like that. So I like that we're finding out about like what medicines are around in like the Dragon Ball universe and everything like that.
Like that in episode 1, where we're kind of in Goku's point of view, where he's kind of the fish out of water, so he reacts like to all this like sci-fi stuff the kind of way we would. We're like, oh shit. Actually, I do like that Goku actually tries to attack Bulma because he's like, Bulma, you're a witch. I knew it. And then Bulma has to tell him, like, no. This isn't magic. This is science. Funny enough, kind of reminds me of Star Wars, where it's like a mix of like fantasy and sci-fi.
Yeah.
You know, where it has like futuristic technology, but there is also like magic and stuff.
It's kind of obviously because we just saw the reverse in Star Wars too, where like we're the fish out of water, but like because the characters are there, this is all normal to them. So like that scene where we get that big ship reveal from like Han Solo, and then like you see like Luke Skywalker's like, oh, what a piece of junk this is, and it's like this epic ship and everything like that. Like, oh, I guess it's a piece of junk.
Yeah, where we're like, I thought it was cool, but yeah, I guess in universe it's a piece of shit.
Hey, that piece of shit killed the Death Star technically, actually. So
It killed like millions of soldiers. Like, so goddamn.
yeah. So that piece of shit, I don't think you can call that a piece of shit.
I think Star Wars fans would kill it because that's like the most famous ship like in science fiction.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, I feel like, you know, even if you haven't heard of Star Wars, you've heard of the Millennium Falcon. So, you know, it's a famous ship in our world, in the universe. Ship box.
Yeah, let's continue talking about Dragon Ball.
Yeah. So basically, I do like the kind of like Oolong just like pulls out a piece of toilet paper. Like he even says like, oh, good thing I always keep a spare roll of toilet paper on me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention this. This is actually a reference to Journey to the West, kind of. Remember I told you season 1 of Dragon Ball was like kind of parodying that book, where all the main characters are based on characters from Journey.
Yep.
The roles are reversed though. In Journey to the West, the person Goku is based on, Sun Wukong, didn't want to go on the journey, and he kept like leaving. So the person Bulma is based on, the monk, gave Wukong like a crown, and whenever he would like say like the magic word or whatever, the crown would like shrink and like crush his head.
Oh, I could see why they changed that.
Yeah, but it kind of made it more comedic here, where instead of giving it to Goku, Bulma gives it to Oolong, and yeah, every time she says the magic word, he shits his pants.
Yeah.
So, you know, definitely a fun play on it if you've read the book. You know, kind of a funny twist on it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep. So pretty much Oolong realizes that, you know, he's kind of at Bulma's mercy. He can't really do anything, so he's kind of has to stick around. And then he turns into like a moped. And I like how Bulma's like, not exactly what I had in mind, but okay. Like she was like, that's kind of lame.
Yeah.
But I like that she sits on him and he immediately like fucking falls flat. And again, I like that because this is a play on last episode where he could transform to look super strong, but like he himself didn't actually become stronger. He stayed the same.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that.
Yeah. So you know, even though he can like turn into a car, he's still as strong as he is, like normally. So he can't actually lift her up.
Yeah, I thought that was a cool rule. But it makes sense, type of thing. You know, like.
I like this because they didn't know about this last time. Remember, we found out that he can only stay transformed for 5 minutes.
Yep.
They didn't actually know that last time. Because remember, like he like transforms back to a pig as Goku's like chasing him in the middle of the air.
Yeah, that's right.
Like Goku catches him and he's like, okay, that was weird. So like now they're like, oh, okay, so that's what happened. He like can only stay transformed for a few minutes.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, it's kind of like in Ben 10 where, like, we know the Omnitrix is called the Omnitrix, but they just kept calling it the Watch for a few episodes.
Yeah. I do have a question, by the way, because I remember you just said in Ben 10, you know, they say Oolong can only transform for 5 minutes. Is it ever not 5 minutes when he transforms? Like, I bet you said, no, that was 10 minutes.
I'd say they're pretty good at keeping it at least about 5 minutes.
That's good.
Yeah. So, yeah, they're better at Ben 10 than that, where Ben 10, it's whatever fucking bullshit time the writers decide on.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, too, with where we are in Ben 10, we've already had a few moments where it clearly has...
Sometimes it's 10 seconds, sometimes it's fucking 10 hours, you know? Like, it's really whatever the writers want.
Ben 10 needs to have a conversation with the writers. That would be a funny one, you know?
Yeah. But, yeah, Oolong, again, I don't know why Oolong did this, because he already knows Bulma can make him shit his pants at a moment's notice. He's decides, hey, you know what, Bulma, I'm gonna crack a joke. If I can't carry you, you can carry me. And he transforms in underwear. And he's like, hey, Bulma, flip me on, you can carry me.
That was funny. I liked this joke.
And that was funny. I do like that, like, they kind of give each other shit. Because, like, I feel like it would be kind of mean-spirited if, like, Oolong was just getting shit on all the time. Like, I like that Oolong kind of claps back.
Yeah, I do too.
Dragon Ball's pretty good at that, where everybody kind of gets ripped a little bit.
Yeah, Dragon Ball's good at that. RVB's pretty good at that.
Comedies, I like it when everybody kind of gets shit on. Like, I don't like it when it's only, like, one character, because it feels, like, mean-spirited,
Biggest example, Family Guy with Meg.
Yeah, Family Guy's notorious with that, where, like, Meg gets shit on constantly, and it kind of stops being funny, because it's, like, her specific.
Well, and then there was a whole episode where, that will be a review someday, the episode where she actually stood up for herself, and, like, yeah, it was,
In the episode, they're like, no, Meg should let them shit on her. It's like, what? It's funny you say that, because YouTube recommended me a clip where, like, Peter was gonna, like, put on blackface, and then Lois just, like, started beating the shit out of him, because she just, like, got so sick of him always doing stuff like this.
yeah.
And I'm like, I kind of like that scene. It's like, you know what? Peter is always, like, putting Lois through so much shit. It's kind of nice to see Lois do the reverse,
Yeah. But, good little...
Yeah, so, smacks Oolong. And I think I did this a little out of order, but Oolong was, like, kind of arguing with Goku. And then Goku started making the oinking noises. And then Oolong started, again, like, shitting in the bush. And Goku was, like, laughing at him.
Yeah, there was one point, too, I didn't think we were going to actually hear him shit, because they did, like, fireworks. But, like, they did a funny joke where the fireworks went off, and then he, like, shit himself. Like, usually it's the reverse, where, like, the fireworks will, like, play over it, and everything like that, so...
Yeah, I think they're going to do firework noises, and then they cut back to him actually just, like, shitting. And he's, like, going through toilet paper at, like, light speed.
Yeah.
That was funny. So, yeah, basically, they're out of a vehicle. Oolong's going to stick around now, or he's, going to stick around now. They're continuing their journey.
Overall, relatively solid stuff. Again, I would have liked this in a different episode versus this one.
That's really the thing. It's like, it's not bad. It just, it takes away too much from Yamcha, considering this is supposed to be his episode.
Yeah. So, overall, I would probably give it, like, maybe a thumbs in the middle. I can't really give it a thumbs up, because it's I like getting kind of the banter with all the characters now and everything like that. But again, I would have liked this if this was in a different episode, because again, this is supposed to be Yamcha's debut episode, and they go to commercial like right after this. And usually that's like the halfway point of like the end of the episode and everything, like the episode's like halfway by that point and everything like that.
Halfway, it's like, oh shit, already? Literally, I was thinking this, because I hadn't seen this episode in years. So I was thinking the majority of the episode was in the desert. And I'm like, oh shit, we're already halfway through. We're not even there yet.
Yeah, so... But yeah, so we cut to the desert. Bulma, Oolong, and Goku just walking around in the desert. Obviously, Bulma's struggling, because obviously she's used to being, like, pampered, and it's just hot as hell in the desert anyways, and everything like that.
Oh, because we brought up the capsules. We don't find about this till later, but I have a cool little thing. Bulma's dad is actually the guy who, like, owns Capsule Corp.
Yeah, you said that.
Did I? Okay, cool.
Goku even mentions what a nice guy he is, that he stopped riding on the Nimbus cloud, so that way he could walk with them, and because they couldn't really keep up and everything like that. Again, I don't know why they didn't just hop on him, but whatever. So, but Bulma just starts freaking out and everything like that, because she's overheated and she's used to being pampered. I really like this, I always enjoy Bulma's freakouts just because of how comedic and cartoonish that it is and everything like that.
I also like it because she's normally, like, kind of, like, the smart one. So I do kind of like what, again, she's also kind of an idiot sometimes.
Yeah. So eventually she just like, you know what? She just taps out. She just goes and sleeps in because there was like bones like hanging around and everything like that, like structures, and she just went to the shade and everything like that. I wouldn't recommend falling asleep in the desert because you could probably like die from overheating and everything like that. But
they kind of imply like it's been a little while since like they were at the river.
Yeah,
like maybe like a couple days.
So then we Goku is obviously starving. So he's about to just go out himself and find food. But during all of this, I probably skipped ahead a little bit, but we see somebody looking in from their point of view, like through a telescope and everything like that. And we're meant to think that it's the new character, Yamcha, the Desert Bandit and everything like that. But it's not Yamcha. It's Papero. Poirot. I knew I was going to get it once, but I just figured I'd try it. But it's Poirot. And Poirot has like a really high-pitched voice. I can't do the voice.
Yeah, I do not like Poirot's voice. It's really annoying.
Yeah. I can't do the voice because my voice is too deep. But
no, I feel like if I tried, I would like end up dying. Like my voice cannot go that high.
Yeah. Good on the voice actor though. Like if the fact that his voice must kill him after voicing his character and everything like that. Like,
or voices them. But Owen, okay, if you haven't seen the show and you're for some reason watching our reviews of it, imagine when you were like 13 and your voice cracked, but like all the time. Like if your voice cracking was like your voice all the time.
Yeah. So. And it sucks because we're going to be, this character's as we find out, you're with Yamcha, so it's like, oh, we're stuck with this character for like a while then, so.
Welcome to the crew, you're sticking around for a while.
Yep. But, Poirot tells Yamcha, and we get a really cool reveal of Yamcha, because, we like saw him, but not, it was kind of more like he was in the shadows and everything like that. He was kind of like mysterious, and we find out that he's a bandit, and Paul tells him those victims have approached and everything like that, and he says, well, they must have good stuff for it. So you get the implication. I like that they, because he does go and tell them like later, but I like that the audience gets the implication that he's like a bandit and everything like that, which is good. So, Goku's about to go off to find some food, but then Yamcha shows up, but he rides on a really cool, motor scooter bike and everything like that.
Yeah, it's like a motorcycle, but like he stands on it.
Yeah.
It's actually the thing he rides in the intro.
Yeah, it is. Which is really cool. It's like a hoverboard, pretty much, actually. So
yeah, hoverboard. That's a good way to describe it. Yeah.
We had like a pretty cool country western like face off between Goku and Yamcha, where Yamcha comes up. He's very mysterious, very badass, and he introduces himself to Goku, and says that he's Yamcha the Bandit, and he says that he takes precious belongings for people that invade his desert and everything like that. Obviously, from Goku's point of view, he thinks he like owns the desert, but I like that. I'm glad that isn't the case. He doesn't he's not the ruler of like the desert and everything like that. He just thinks he is, type of thing.
He treats it like it's his territory, but he's just a bandit who steals shit from people who come by.
Yeah. So if he actually owned the desert, I'd be like, okay, that's kind of goofy. So
because presumably nobody else lives here. He just like robs travelers. He kind of reminds me of like the Sandbenders from Avatar.
Yeah, same. He threatens for Goku to hand over his stuff, and there won't be any issues. And obviously, Goku doesn't want to hand over his stuff. And we find out a cool thing here. Ulan and Puao, whatever his name is. Puao they know each other from shapeshifting school, which kind of a little bit of a coincidence that, you know, of the million people that they could have run into in the desert, it just happens to be the two people they went to like school together.
Yeah, weird coincidence. But I guess you could argue like seems like they're fairly close to each other. Like, you know, Oolong's village was last episode, and then now they're like, you know, they traveled here. I mean, you know, like, I don't know. It's still implied it's been a couple days, so, like, it is kind of like, okay, they're not really that close.
Yeah. But, you know, we get a cool character moment where we find out that Oolong bullied Pao while he was in, is it a he or a she? Because, again, I don't know because of the high-pitched voice. Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
But we find out that Oolong used to bully him when he was in shapeshift in school and everything like that. So I kind of like this, you know, now it's like, you know, it's not just Goku fighting like Yamcha. There's going to be like a little side battle with like, I mean, it's not much of a side battle, but there's going to be like a little side battle between, you know, Oolong and Pao and everything like that. So
also, I don't know if it was revealed in this episode, but basically Oolong got kicked out of school. So that's why he can only stay transformed for 5 minutes. Whereas War, I'm pretty sure, doesn't have a time limit, or if he does, it's longer than Oolong's.
But we get this really cool face-off where Yamcha pulls out his sword, and it's like a samurai sword, which is really cool. And you know, him and Goku have a face-off, and you know, it's a pretty decent face-off. We get like a good shot of what's in the intro where, you know, Goku goes to jump at him and Yamcha blocks it. And Goku uses his pole to, you know, it has it extend and it hits Yamcha in the stomach, and he, you know, falls backwards and goes a little bit of distance. And Yamcha notices that the only person that could have taught Goku to do that was, you know, a really good warrior. And, you know, Yamcha asked him who trained him, and he said that his grandfather Gohan. And we find out that Gohan is like a really famous like trainer. And I don't think we knew that before this episode. So I don't.
Goku had mentioned him, but like, yeah, here we find out like that he's famous, and Yamcha's like, oh, I've heard of him.
I mean, I feel like, yeah, I know Goku mentioned that, but like again, I like that other people mentioned it because like only, you know, from Goku's perspective, that's the only person you really knew. So that's what you can't really kind of buy when Goku says that. So I like that actually was something that stuck, that he actually is like a famous trainer.
So learning about Grandpa Gohan a lot anyway, since, you know, obviously we know he's super important to Goku because Goku ends up naming his son after him. So it's like, just, you know, learning more about him is like nice, you know, because, you know, obviously he means a lot to Goku.
And, you know, that's why, like, I was kind of thinking, like, ooh, I could kind of see why people are thinking that Goku's a little bit Gary Stewish, because obviously, you know, Yamcha's supposed to be, like, this really intimidating, like, bandit, and Goku's kind of, I mean, he wasn't beating him, but he got, like, a good shot on him, but I'm like, if Gohan's a really good trainer and everything like that, I guess maybe I can buy it a little bit that he got, like, a pretty good...
I'm fine with it. Granted, I think their second fight, Goku does a little too well. You know, I feel like it should have been more even. But for this fight, they're pretty even.
Plus, he did catch him off.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
He did catch him off guard too, because like, you know, Yamcha was kind of kicking his ass before that, and then he pulled out like the, you know, the pole, and then like it kind of caught him off guard.
Yeah, Yamcha's doing well, and then yeah, of course, Yamcha got surprised by the power pole extending. And Yamcha's even like, oh shit, a pole that can like extend like that? That's like a really famous weapon. Yeah. But
we get the introduction of a pretty famous move in Dragon Ball. And obviously, even if you don't watch Dragon Ball, you've heard of this move. And it's the Wolfane Fist. And I'm kind of glad that's what, you know, because obviously we just did Star Wars, and the big thing in Star Wars is the lightsaber fight. And as we talked about, the lightsaber fight in the first Star Wars movie ended up being pretty disappointing. So I'm glad that, you know, a move I've heard about, you know, for years through the video games and just other people talking about it and everything like that. I'm glad that it was actually, like, done well. You know, Yamcha kind of, you know, calls the shot and really puts over this move, talking about like how this is a move that Goku probably doesn't even know, and they do a really good shot of this where they have like, I mean, it doesn't turn into a wolf, but it's implied, they really make it overly dramatic, and have like a wolf kind of get shown in doing all of this, and Yamcha hits Goku with the wolf feint punch, and he sends Goku like all the way back, and he falls into like some pillars of rocks and everything like that.
Funny that Yamcha says wolf fang fist, and then the first thing he does is kick Goku.
Yeah,
and then he's punching the shit out of him. So like I think it's implied, like he kicks him and then like hits him with the wolf fang fist. But I think it's funny he says fist, and then the first thing he does is just fucking kick him. Yeah,
that was weird. That was the only thing. But
sorry, real quick. I do like his line is like, "You're not the only one with special powers, kid." Sorry, you're not the only one with special powers, kid. Because like this is the first time we've really seen somebody like kind of match Goku in strength. Like Goku's beaten everybody he's come across pretty easily so far.
Yep.
And it's our first like kind of like superpower we've seen besides Goku.
Yeah, so I like this a lot. I really and I like that. Goku kind of has like someone that has outmatched him a little bit and everything like that. And while Goku's laid out, Oolong's not going to stick around for this, so he turns into a fly, and he's just going to take off. I don't think he meant to turn into a fly either. He's like, okay, I'm out of here, and he turned into a fly. I don't think that was intentional, because I feel like there's times, as we're going to find out, where Oolong's turned into something. It's been like the one... It just happened earlier with the motorcycle thing and everything like that, so...
Yeah, well, I turned into like a rocket to try and get away from Goku. It's like, Oolong, you should have done that. Why the fuck did you turn into a fly?
And this bites him in the ass, because... Paul ends up turning into a fly swatter and knocks down Oolong and everything like that. And,
That greatest Dragon Ball fight.
Huh?
I said the greatest fight in Dragon Ball. Very epic.
Yeah, only 2 seconds, too. So, Yamcha's demanding that Oolong give up whatever treasures they have. And we find out that, I guess... Oolong had the dino capsule on him and everything like that. Kind of weird you didn't mention this. I know they kind of do this the next time, but it's really weird that like they just walked around the desert and just... I mean, I guess they were, because again, that's the thing is Oolong didn't know about the Dragon Balls, so he just thought they were just walking around the desert because it's a fun time, I guess, and everything like that. So it's kind of...
Yeah. Because they bring it up next episode where he like, he has like basically like a camper. And it's like, why? Oolong was just as tired as Bulma. It is really weird that he was just like, yeah, sure, well, we'll just walk around the desert and maybe die before I fucking pull this out.
Yeah, this was a little... That's why I kind of wish we got an episode already where, like, he could have been clued in to all this stuff.
It's kind of dumb that, like, they had Bulma lose the capsules anyway. Like, I feel like you could have written this where, like, do what they did next episode where Yamcha ambushes them when they're in a car.
Yeah. Doing all this, though, Goku recovers. And Goku isn't doing well in this fight either because he's, like, tired and hungry because, he's been out in the desert and Yamcha's, like, fully 100% and everything like that. And, Goku's about to, Goku kind of comes back and fights Yamcha again. And, Yamcha just gets ready to, like, completely, one full force at Goku and just take him out. And, like, Goku's, like...
Murdering an 11-year-old? Fuck yeah. Haven't done that in a while.
And Goku's, like, really tired. Like, he's clearly not going to move from this. And then, Bulma starts to wake up. And then Yamcha looks over, sees Bulma, instantly falls in love with her. And he gets, the wicked knees, is it called? When you, like, see a woman you like... No, weak knees. That's what it is. Not the wicked knees.
I think that you're being, like, literal. Like, we see Yamcha's, like, legs start, like, shaking, and then he just, like, collapses over.
Yeah. I liked that. And, Yamcha just takes off. Like, he sees, like, a beautiful girl, and he gets, like, really nervous, and he takes off. This was cool. I liked that this happened, like, you know, because the reveal of Yamcha was really cool. You know, he was really badass, really mysterious, and then I actually kind of like, you know, because the comedic effect is, you know, when he sees a beautiful girl and he gets like wicked nervous and just dips and everything like that.
Yeah, like Puar checks on him. And he's like, Puar, you know, I get nervous around girls.
Yeah, so I actually kind of think this is a cool character trait to give someone that's like a badass and everything like that. And I don't really think it ruins his character. Maybe the next episode, a little shaky there, but I actually kind of enjoyed it for Hio and everything like that. And I like that that's the only reason Goku's really able to beat him and everything like that. So overall, I really liked Yamcha's reveal. This was a really good fight for...
I wouldn't even say Goku like really beat him here. If anything, I'd say Yamcha won this fight.
Oh, he definitely did. The only reason he wins is because Bulma woke up, but Bulma didn't wake up.
Pretty much the only reason they lived is because Bulma woke up. But also, I do like that, like, when Bulma wakes up, she didn't know what was happening. So she, like, saw him, and she's like, wow, what a handsome guy. Like, who's he? And, like, she kind of has a crush on him now.
Yeah, so... but overall, I enjoyed all of this. This was a good, you know... I mean, I guess it's not the first Dragon Ball fight, because because I know Ulan and, like, Goku had, like, a little bit of a fight there, but this was kind of the first epic fight, I guess, of Dragon Ball.
Yeah. First fight where Goku actually, like, has a challenge.
Yeah.
Because, like, before this, it's been, like, you know, people Goku beats fairly easily. And then, yeah, Oolong, you know, it wasn't really a fight, because Oolong is, like, the whole point was, like, he looks strong, but he's actually kind of weak.
Yep.
And then this is the first person to really give Goku a challenge. And, like, even Pika, I guess the fight was undecided, but, like, Yamcha was going to win.
Well, he totally was going to win.
Yeah. So, so I like that Goku have a challenge now. Like you said, if Goku just, like, tore through everybody easily, he'd be kind of a Gary Stu. So I like that Goku actually, like, has a challenge now. Like, yeah, somebody who can prove it. And
then, you know, I also liked hearing that, like, his grandfather actually was, like, you know, this is the first time we've seen other people have heard of his grandfather and everything like that.
Why Goku's so strong, and he got raised by, like, a guy who's, like, world famous for being such a good fighter.
Yep, so that's cool.
Yeah. The gang are okay. You know, Goku's still pretty hungry, but, you know, they managed to survive Yamcha. But we cut to Yamcha back in his hideout, and of course he's really embarrassed that, you know, he's supposed to be this, like, really strong desert bandit, but he feels humiliated that, like, every time he sees a pretty girl, he, like, gets all nervous and can't, like, think straight. And then, you know, Puar's trying to, like, cheer him up and say, like, hey, don't worry, you know, like, it's, you know, you're still strong, you're still cool, like, you know, don't worry about it. But Yamcha feels like he has to redeem himself. He decides that, no, we're going to go back and, you know, we're going to attack them again and steal everything that they got. So this is kind of the cliffhanger. I do like this because, again, last episode, the way it ended, it really just seemed like Oolong was a one-off villain, like he wasn't going to show up again.
Yeah.
So I do like this ending. Makes it pretty clear that, like, no, Yamcha's going to come back and he's going to be, like, an important character.
Yeah, I liked that.
I'm glad we got to this because this was kind of like a mini goal I had, because Yamcha and Puar are, like, the last main characters for Season 1. Which is funny because we're already halfway through Season 1. You know, like, Season 1's pretty short.
Yeah.
Yamcha is the last main character for Season 1. And he is also based on a character from Journey to the West. He's based on Sandy, who is kind of the straight man of the group in Journey to the West. And kind of true in Dragon Ball. I wouldn't say Yamcha's the straight man. I guess he's kind of like Bulma, where, like, he's kind of goofy sometimes, but, like, he kind of plays off Goku and Oolong.
Yeah. I can buy that. But yeah, overall, I liked, that's the end of the episode. Overall, I enjoyed it. You know, I'll probably give it, like, this is going to sound like a low grade because it's just really tough. I'm going to give it a B-. I really, like, the strength of this episode is really the stuff in the desert, but it just kind of felt like we did kind of too much dicking around kind of before we got to the desert. Like, I was also a little I don't want to say I was disappointed by this episode, but I think it's just disappointed because, again, it's Yamcha's debut episode, and he wasn't really in it that much till, like, the last half. Like, I liked his introduction and everything like that, and I wouldn't change anything about that at all, but I just feel like we should have gotten a little bit more time with Yamcha this episode since, you know, this was his debut episode and everything like that. So I'm gonna give it a B minus.
A B minus as well. Again, I like the stuff in the river, but it really feels like that should have been its own episode. I really liked each setting for each episode. You know, like the beach, the mountains, the village last episode. You know, even though we were in the desert, and like it's like the riverside and the desert, so compared to what we've seen so far, are kind of boring. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the little like rock structures in the desert, but like it is a desert. Like it's not that like interesting like visually.
Yeah.
I really like this hideout. It's cool, but we only see it for like a couple seconds. Yamcha himself is a cool villain, intimidating, but I like that he kind of has that like goofy trait where he gets scared of girls. Again, I like that we're kind of introduced to somebody with superpowers besides Goku. The Wolf-Fang Fist looks really cool. I like Oolong this episode. You know, I'm glad that he's joining the group. I like the dynamic he has with Goku and Bulma. He seems like he fits right in. Puar's kind of annoying, but he's kind of just like Yamcha's hype guy. He's kind of the Declan, you know, I guess, where he's like, he just exists to hype Yamcha up.
I don't know if I want him as a hype man, though, with that high-pitched voice. I would rather have, like, Declan.
It's like, nah, please somebody else.
I like how you said Declan, though, if you think about it, too, the voices, they have such different, like, voice, like, tones, like...
You're right, Declan has, like, such a deep voice. And Puar is, like, the opposite of the spectrum, you're right. What else about this episode? Yeah, I guess that's kind of it, really. It's a pretty straightforward episode. It's, you know, first half is Oolong tries to escape. Doesn't work. Second half is Goku versus Yamcha. Oh, yeah. It was animated really well, especially considering it's the 80s, but it was pretty short. I wish it lasted longer.
Definitely.
Oh, yeah. There was a really funny joke in the comic, which you can't really do in the show. In the show, Goku, like palms Yamcha, and he goes like flying into a rock building and into the ground. In the comic, Goku punches him, and Yamcha like goes through like a comic panel.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Goku like punches him, and he goes like through the panel, like into the next panel.
But it's sure Fairly Odd Parents did that once, like in the Crimson Chin.
Yeah, like, go through the screen or something. Yeah, I like it when they kind of do that, like break.
Yeah, but I remember in like in the Crimson Chin episode, like when he got knocked off, like he went into like you know. I remember there was a funny joke in Fairly Odd Parents, actually, where the villain was like, oh, now that I've taken over this page of the book, I'm going to take over page 8. And the Crimson was like, no, that's where the staples are. If you do that, the book's going to, like, fall apart.
I remember that now that you said it. Yeah. I feel like they could have translated that joke a little bit. Like, maybe have Goku, like, throw him into, like, the camera or something, and, like, the camera cracks or something.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
Yeah. But, yeah, B-, I agree. Probably the better of these two episodes, which we're going to get into. With the next episode, it is keep an eye on the Dragon Balls, because it's the whole point of this episode, I guess, to kind of lay out the joke, is three groups are all trying to steal the Dragon Balls, and Goku and Bulma don't even know about it. Like, that's kind of the joke this episode, is like, from Goku and Bulma's point of view, they hang on the camper, they go to bed, and they wake up the next morning. That's kind of like the joke.
Yeah. This is good. I feel like this is good, though, because they're, like, in the plot, because I remember that was a big critique we had, like, in Yellow Jackets, where Shauna's plot got solved without her, like, being involved in it and everything like that, so.
So, yeah, I guess we shall continue off. I do like this, where it continues off pretty much, like, an hour or two after the last episode. Dragon Ball's been pretty good about that, where we're, like, pretty consistent on how much time passes.
Yeah.
Ben 10, I remember we had an issue where it's a road trip, but, like, they're just wherever the fuck they are. Like, remember, like, they were in the desert, in, like, the next episode, they were at, like, a lake, like a misty lake, and, like, the next episode, they're in the middle of a fucking desert in New Mexico.
Yeah. Well, I remember...
Or they were in, like, Washington, D.C., which is in New York State, in, like, episode 2. They went to New Mexico, and then for Kevin 11, they're back in New York State, New York City.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck? You went from New York to New Mexico back to New York? Why?
Or, like, I remember, like, I think it was, like, the episode when we meet that, like... See, this just shows you how long it's been since we covered Ben 10. What's the name of that guy that, like, can control animals or whatever? Dr. Animal. I remember the episode when we meet him. I like was trying to, you know, get like a feel for like how much time has passed, and I think you said, "Oh, you're probably right," but again, you got to remember this is like four seasons where they're just in the summer type of thing. So it's like
you're like, "Oh yeah, it's probably been like a week or two since he's gotten the watch," and it's like that's what it seems like, but like because the whole rest of the show needs to happen over like 2 months, there's no way more than like 2 weeks.
But I remember, I think we went back and forth about that for like, about like 10 minutes, and we weren't even arguing. It was just one of those things like, no, but it has to be like 2 weeks. It was like...
Time is passing. Avatar, I feel like has been pretty consistent with that, where they started in the South Pole, and then we've kind of been seeing slowly less and less, like, snow. It's like been getting like warmer as they're kind of getting closer to like the center of the Earth.
I hate to say the worst offender of time is probably Yellow Jackets and present day, because all that stuff happened.
Oh, yeah, Yellow Jackets. Where like that whole fucking plot happened in like 1 week.
Not just like, yeah, it was like, yeah, no way.
Thaisis I can buy. But yeah, so I like that, you know, Dragon Ball's pulling more of an Avatar rather than a Ben 10 and a Yellow Jackets in terms of like how much time is passing.
Yeah. But at night we have something else happen. There's a certain group that shows up that we haven't seen in like 2 episodes, and all of a sudden they decide to like show up again. It's just like,
remember last time we saw them, they like drowned, and you could have assumed they just like died right there.
I guess they didn't. But Yamcha and Pure, not Pure.
You are having a lot of trouble with that.
Yeah. Yeah, go over to, you know, because we find out that, you know, because everyone else has found out about their dino capsules. And again, they do that joke where, not, what the hell is her name? Bulma. Is calling him out for it and everything like that. And they do a funny joke where, you know, where Bulma wants to, like, take a shower, and, like, Bulma's, like, shitted on the fact about how, because this is actually kind of funny, like, there's better, like, dino capsules, like, obviously, like, you know, because Bulma's dad created the company, she obviously has the better ones, but this is kind of cool, like, it's like, getting a call, and, like, there's like, worse versions of a call than the actual call, so that's kind of cool. Like I said, we just saw this in Star Wars, where the ship they actually end up losing, there's like this famous ship's like a piece of junk.
Yeah. Or like there's kind of like quality capsules, and then there's like kind of shitty ones like this, where it's like kind of just like a camper.
Yeah. I do, and you know, good on Oolong for sticking up for himself. He's like, oh, why don't you go find like the next hotel dino capsule, like in the middle of the desert type of thing. So
yeah.
You know, kind of reminded me of LVB, because they did that joke with I think Doc and Wash, right? It was like in the desert, like he just kept saying like in the.
Doc is like trying to list like tree branches or footprints, and Washington is just like in the desert.
Which is funny, because I think that joke actually worked, because then like when Doc walked away, like Wash like.
Meta, do you think we could find their heat signatures? And then they ended up being able to find it, and Washington got all embarrassed when he said it to Doc.
Yeah, that was a good.
We just talked about Washington in season 8. Normally we shit on Washington in season 8.
I didn't say it was good. I just said it reminded me of it. So
right, you know, good point.
I'm actually having a little bit of PTSD right now from that type of thing. So because I like how you thought I was going good. You're like, I didn't say it was good. I just said it reminded me of it. So.
And it happened. You're right. That is a thing that happened in the show.
But let me think. So yeah. So Bulma is making sure there's no peepholes in there, so that way Oolong's not being a perv and everything like that. And doing this, Yamcha and Pual show up, and they make a plan to see if they can find a way to lure out, you know, Bulma, so that way he can easily deal with Oolong and Goku by himself and everything like that. And doing this, there's a whole other thing going on. Again, I'll talk about that at the end, because I think that was like the only thing really with like Yamcha and like Pual. I think everything else was just taken up by like Pilaf's crew and everything like that. So, Now the stuff with Goku and Oolong, is that I think that's you. Is that me or is that you?
Yeah. So pretty much, yeah.
Because it's weird, because that was like going on. Because that was like going on around the same time as like this and everything like that. So,
as I said, pretty much the joke of this episode is that like 3 different groups are all trying to steal the Dragon Balls, and like they don't know about each other, and also Goku and Bulma have no idea.
Hmm.
So basically, Yamcha, continuing from last time, is basically going there to steal their shit and beat up Goku. But because he knows he's gonna get scared of Bulma, he's gonna have War like kind of lure her outside and then steal him.
Yep.
And I do like this joke where Bulma's in the shower, and okay, they spend like a good 20 seconds just like showing Bulma shower, and I watched this and I'm like, how did my parents let me watch this when I was like 10?
To be fair, because I have good memories of this, I don't really think your parents had any idea this stuff was going on. Type of, I think they just like.
Well, because remember, like I watched Dragon Ball Z on Nickelodeon, and then like my sister's friend told me like, oh yeah, original Dragon Ball, you can find it online. And then I found it like on a website. I'm like, oh okay, I can see why this one didn't air on Nickelodeon.
Yep, that's probably why they probably thought it was the one on Nickelodeon. So.
Yeah. Now, to be fair, they don't actually show her naked. I mean, like, they're like fucking an inch away from showing it.
Yeah, I'm like, it's pretty close.
Yeah. But I do like this joke where Yamcha's like, there's a window in the camper, and Yamcha's gonna, like, peek in and, like, spy on them and, like, see if they're awake. And then, as he, like, looks into the window, Bulma, like, turns around, and he just gets, like, a full frontal view of her.
Yep.
And then he, like, immediately, like, crouches back down, and he's, like, freaking out.
Oh yeah, I love this because they do like they animated him really well here with like his jaws like wide open and everything like that. He's just in shock.
I also do like the jump where like basically Yamcha is the one censoring her, like Yamcha's head is like blocking her.
Yeah, that was a good joke.
Yeah. So yeah, Yamcha's like freaking out. And then. So, but while he's like freaking out, he like overhears Goku and Oolong in the next room in the camper, speaking, and basically Oolong is, just like wondering like what we're even doing anyway, like why are we doing this stupid quest? And Goku's like explaining these Dragon Balls, and Oolong's like Dragon Ball, what's that? And at this point, Goku says, "Oh yeah, Bulma told me not to tell you, but I guess I will anyway."
Yep.
So I do like this, that like Bulma's smart enough to be like, yeah, let's not tell Oolong. But Goku being kind of dumb and naive, like is like trusting Oolong even though he really shouldn't.
100%.
Huh?
I said 100%.
Oh, I thought you said. What did he say? I don't know why I thought you said that.
Oh.
I just said. So yeah, pretty much Goku explains to Oolong what the Dragon Balls are, and that there's 7 of them, and they only need 2 more. Is it 2? Yeah, it's 2 more.
Yeah, it is. The animator told us, which, they only need 2 more Dragon Balls.
Later. And of course, Yamcha overhears this, and then this gives Yamcha and Oolong the idea to steal the Dragon Balls from Goku and Bulma.
Yeah, he's gonna steal them, and like, I like this where like, because he's like this villain, and you think he's gonna say he's gonna do it to, so he can rule the world, but he's gonna do this so that way he won't get like nervous talking to girls and stuff anymore. And he's like doing this like he's saying this like so villainous and everything like that. It reminds me kind of like like a Plankton episode, like his big thing. He wants to steal the formula. It's like this big villainous thing and everything like that.
Because even Puar is like, Master, don't you want to like rule the world and have all the riches in it? And Yamcha's like, Puar, how long have you known me? And Puar's like 2 years. Or no, he says something really specific. He's like 1 year, like 9 months and like 27 minutes or something.
Yeah.
And Yamcha's like, Puar, don't you know I want to get married one day? Or at the very least be able to go on one date.
Yeah. I'm surprised there has to be. I know you said there's no monkey paw when it comes to like the Dragon Balls, but that seems like there's gonna be a monkey paw. That seems like you get monkey pawed when it says like, I wish I was never nervous to talk to a woman ever again. That seems like there's a monkey paw going in there.
Makes him gay or something.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be kind of funny.
again, because I watched the Japanese version. Earlier, Poir was like wondering if Yamcha hates girls, and then like here when Yamcha's like, I want to be able to go on at least one date, and Poir's like, oh, so you do like girls? So I think Poir even thought Yamcha was gay.
So like, is that his character then? Is he like gay and then like he doesn't really, he's not like.
Right, he's straight. He just gets scared of girls.
Okay, good.
Good.
I don't know.
Wow. Oh, and we learned in my Star Wars video that I'm racist against droids, and now we found out that you're apparently homophobic.
I guess so.
Wow.
Yeah, which isn't good because I'm gonna get my ass kicked.
Yeah, next time you see my sister, shoot your ass.
100%.
Yeah. So Yamcha's plan is he's gonna steal the Dragon Balls, which, I mean, he was already planning to steal all their shit, but I guess now he's specifically gonna steal the Dragon Balls.
Which is, that actually is kind of funny because in a weird way, you almost didn't need him to know that there were Dragon Balls because they already had that threat that like he was gonna steal this shit. So you would have just seen like the Dragon Balls and be like, oh, I guess that's it's lucky for me.
Yeah, he wouldn't have known what they are. He would have been like, oh, cool, these are nice, I guess.
I thought you would have like waited, like it's not like still like wait till they got to 7 because obviously the.
Yeah, I was gonna point that out. So I don't think they know about the radar.
Oh, okay.
So like I think they don't think they know how it works.
Got it.
So because they're just like, oh, cool, there must be a way to like find them or something. Like, so they don't know like Bulma has a radar that is like specifically for finding them.
That's true. So he gets a pass because he's not Yamcha's not an emperor who should like know this shit. He's just some random dude in the desert.
Random dude living in the desert, yeah. Oolong is also. I guess we don't really get a wish for. We don't really know what Oolong wants to wish for. He kind of just. Well, I think he makes a joke that he wants to like get like a harem full of girls.
Yeah.
But then later on, because Bulma like keeps complaining to him, Oolong's like, you know what? Never mind. Well, actually, I like that what Goku says, because Oolong is like, oh, think about it, Goku. Me and you could wish for a harem full of girls. And Goku's like, why would you want a harem full of Bulmas?
Yeah, because that's the only girl he really like knows and everything like that.
Right. So later on, and then like the next morning, Oolong's like, you know what, Goku, you make a fantastic point. I would not want to deal with a bunch of Bulmas. Which Oolong should already know that, because remember that was the whole joke of this episode. Yeah. Was he kept killing girls because all those girls were pissing him off.
I like the joke. After Goku says like. Not really a joke to me, but after Goku says the Bulma line, like, why would you want a bunch of Bulmas? Like, Bulma comes up out of nowhere, just hits Goku in the back of his head, like, how dare you talk about me behind my back, Goku? And I was thinking, Goku totally, and Bulma knows this, I think, too. Goku totally would have said that if Bulma was still in the womb and everything like that, too.
Oh, fuck. He would have said that straight to her face.
Yeah, definitely.
But I think he was going to argue, like, Goku was about to argue with her, but he was like, you know what, never mind, it's not even worth it.
He's learning.
Yeah, he is learning. He's getting there.
But yeah, this.
And then Bulma's like wrapped in a blanket, and she's like, "All right, cool. Where are my clothes?" Because obviously, like her old clothes were just like all sweaty because she's been in the desert. And Oolong's like, "Why would I have clothes that fit you?"
Yeah, that makes sense.
Oolong's a pig, and he's like 3 feet shorter than her. Well, actually, we end up finding out that he does have one pair of clothes that fit her. So that's interesting.
Very much so.
Yeah. But Bulma is like, oh, well, what the hell am I supposed to wear? But Oolong kind of tries to calm her down by giving her a drink.
It's supposed to be me.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
But yeah, so Oolong tries to calm her down by giving her a drink. And the second this drink came out, before like Oolong even smiled, I'm like, yeah, something's up with this drink. He's got something planned here, and we find out that he drugged the drink. He put sleep powder in it. He essentially, roofied. Well, I guess it wouldn't be roofie because they never, went through with anything. But that's essentially what he does. He drugs Bulma.
Well, he basically roofied Goku like that. Well, I also like that, like, he pulls this out of the fridge after Goku told him of Dragon Balls.
Yeah.
So I think it was fine. Like, basically, Oolong was gonna, like, knock them out and then, like, run away.
Yep.
so like they couldn't like make him shit his pants. What a sentence that is. But now that he knows about the Dragon Ball, he's like, okay, cool. So bonus, I'll knock them out, steal the Dragon Balls, and then leave.
So yeah, he drugs both Goku and Bulma, and they both fall asleep. Goku instantly too. I don't know if he put, because I think he said he put a lot on Goku's. I'm gonna guess he put more on Goku's than Bulma's. It seems like
really strong, because Oolong is even like, I put enough in there to knock out a horse. How is he still awake?
Yeah, but he's looking around trying to find the Dragon Balls. Oolong is, and then Yamcha and Pual show up, and Yamcha sees that Goku is asleep, and then he doesn't see like any sign of Bulma or anything like that. So he knows that Oolong's there because he like sees him upstairs and everything like that. So he comes up with the idea for Pual to change into Goku, and he'll lure Oolong out of there, and he'll grab the Dragon Balls and everything like that. So Pual turns into Goku.
Looks kind of like Goku, but it's obviously like wrong.
Yeah, he's like a super anime version of like Goku. And
yeah, Goku's like hair is spikier, and like his clothes are kind of different.
Yeah, and so Goku, was calling out Oolong's name. Well, not Goku, but Pual pretending to be Goku. And like you said, Oolong's obviously shocked that Goku's awake, since like he just gave him like the sleeping powder and everything like that. So Oolong, trying to think quickly on his feet, changes into Bulma, and then again, this is like a super animated version of like Bulma, and she's like, I like too that he dressed up as her, like not wearing clothes and everything like that type of thing.
Also, like, War was kind of close, whereas with Oolong, like, he looks nothing like Bulma. Like, she's, like, way shorter, way fatter, and, like, way uglier.
Yeah. And, we get, like, a funny scene here where they're, like, talking to each other, pretending to be Goku and, Bulma. I thought, obviously, I didn't really like Pual's part of it, because, again, his voice actor, well, not his voice actor, said just his voice sucks and everything like that. Is it like this, the Japanese version, his voice, or no?
No, actually, the Japanese one's a bit better. It's still kind of high, but not nearly as high as the English.
But yeah, they both lure each other outside. Pual as Goku lures Oolong as Bulma outside, and then I think this was supposed to be you, but whatever, we can fix it, because obviously the stealing stuff is, he's not actually attempting to steal right now, so, Pual as Goku lures Bulma outside, and, I like the attention to detail that, because obviously Goku was storing and stuff, Yamcha was, like, holding Goku and, like, covered his mouth, so that way, his cover wouldn't be blown, because obviously Oolong would have heard him snoring and everything like that.
Because Yamcha doesn't know that Goku got knocked out with like a drug, so Yamcha's like, "Wow, this kid is like really asleep."
Yeah, and he has
he also he's Oolong disguised as Bulma, and he's like, "Wow, that girl was a lot prettier in the daylight."
Yeah, so but. Poor Yamcha, I guess if Bulma wasn't so pretty, he would have had a better chance. He would have won that fight earlier, I guess. So,
yeah, I guess. Yeah, the show would have ended. Yamcha would have just fucking murdered an 11-year-old.
Yep. Well, not necessarily, because they could get because Bulma could get the Dragon Balls and wish Goku back to life. So not necessarily. So.
True, you're right.
But yeah, I guess this is you now to talk about what Yamcha tries to do.
Yeah. So Yamcha goes up to, the upper level of the camper, since, Puar lured Oolong, who he thinks is Bulma, outside. And, Yamcha kind of just looks around, and he sees Bulma under the sheet. And, he sees, like, the outline of her boobs. I like this show, where Yamcha's like, aha, these must be the Dragon Balls. And he, like, grabs it. and he squeezes it, and he's like, "Huh, these aren't as firm as I thought they'd be." And then he just like lifts up the blanket, and obviously Bulma's just lying there butt ass naked, and he just, I do like this where it's just like stars all over the screen.
Yeah.
And Yamcha just screams, and you hear him from the other side of the desert.
And again, because it's a Japanese show, it showed up in like Japanese symbols, like him screaming and everything like that, like the.
Oh. Now, like, from like the other side of the desert, basically, Puar took Oolong like pretty far away, and then Puar like transformed back and it's like, "Ha, I fooled you." And then Oolong transforms back and he's like, "No, you idiot."
Yep.
And Puar realizes like, "Wait, oh shit! If Goku's in there and Oolong's here, then that means the only person left there with Yamcha is Bulma."
Yep.
And I obviously heard the scream, and Puar came flying back. And I do like this, where Yamcha just like stumbles out of the camper, and we don't see his face, but then Puar like looks at him, and Yamcha's face are like shaped like boobs.
Yeah.
That was a really funny joke. And Puar has to like grab Yamcha by the hand and like wobble him back home.
I don't think Yamcha was driving home after this. I think he was.
Yeah, Puar had to fucking wobble him home. That was funny.
I liked this. I feel like this didn't really ruin Yamcha's like mystique or anything like that. I actually kind of like that this is like his one weakness and everything like that type of thing.
And with like he's cool, except obviously when it comes to girls, and then he like flips out.
Yeah. So.
It's funny. Yamcha kind of becomes a bit of a meme later in the show, where like he kind of gets Worf affected.
What's Worf affected?
We've talked about it before, where it's kind of like a character. He's introduced as like a really strong guy, but then he kind of always gets beat by the villain to show like, oh wow, the villain's super strong.
Oh, okay.
Him. But then it's kind of like, well, then he's not really strong. He just kind of keeps getting his ass kicked over.
So it's Declan again. He's Declan. He's the.
Yamcha's basically the Declan of the show, basically. Yeah.
At least he gets to stick around. Declan got nothing.
He got like 2 scenes where all he did was get shit on. At least Yamcha wins sometimes.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Yamcha's around for the long haul. But yeah, Oolong basically realized like, okay, shit. So they were trying to steal the Dragon Balls too. Well, actually, no. He doesn't know that they were trying to steal the Dragon Balls. He just thinks they were attacking because the next morning, when they asked for the Dragon Balls, Oolong's like, wait, how do they know about that?
Yeah.
So I like that. They're being pretty consistent on who knows what.
It's the RVB method.
Yeah, exactly. The next morning, I like that Oolong didn't try to run away this time because he realized, like, okay, shit, Yamcha might attack again, so he kind of stays up for the night. And he just has a fucking shotgun.
Yeah, I didn't notice that on the first watch. I'm like, whoa, the second watch, I didn't know what he was holding. I thought he was holding like a staff or something. I'm like, no, that's a shotgun.
Well, I think that would have worked, but I appreciate the effort.
Yep.
Imagine it did, like Yamcha's like a superpowered person, and Oolong just fucking shoots him in the head.
I'm pretty sure there's been jokes about that online about superhero characters where like villains, they...
Head, yeah.
Yeah, so that's pretty funny.
Yeah. But yeah, Goku and Bulma wake up, and obviously, they're like, oh man, I have a headache. Like, what happened? Because they don't know Oolong drugged them.
They never find out, I guess.
Huh?
They never find out, I guess, because they don't bring it up or anything like that. So.
No. And Oolong even mentions like, by the way, I stayed up all night protecting us from Yamcha, and of course Bulma again doesn't really know that Yamcha was trying to rob them. So she's like, oh my god, Yamcha was here? I hope you were nice to him. He seems like such a dreamy, nice guy. And Oolong is like, oh god, I hate this girl so much.
I can't blame him.
I do again, I like that Bulma's smart, but kind of like Yamcha, she's got like that one weakness where she's like boy crazy.
Yeah.
Like it happened when she thought Oolong was like the handsome guy.
Yeah.
Where she was going to the plan, but then she saw him become a handsome guy. And then she immediately blew the plan.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. So I like that. Again, I like that everybody's kind of an idiot in their own way.
Yeah, I like that in Dragon Ball.
Yeah. So again, Bulma's pretty pissed. She doesn't really have any clothes. And again, she's not really being grateful to Oolong, which, deserved, because this is kind of Oolong's fault in the first place.
Yep.
But Oolong does have one outfit for her, so she goes to change. And while she's doing that, Oolong's like brushing his teeth and talking to Goku and being like, "You know what, Goku, you are right. I would not want a harem full of Bulmas. Fuck that."
And then he gets I think Goku gets like hungry, and then he eats Goku ate like a month worth of food. What, in like 2 nights?
I do like where basically every time Goku eats, he eats like a shit ton of food.
Yeah.
Well, we kind of saw in episode 1 where he like was gonna eat that big ass fish that was bigger than him.
Yeah. So.
But yeah. I do like this joke where it's like they somehow have this cavern. They were like stranded in the desert, and now Goku just ate all their food. Bulma comes out and she's wearing like a sexy bunny girl outfit, which is kind of like the outfits you see girls wear in like casinos and stuff like that.
Yeah. I know I should put the bunny ears on, I guess, to match, because obviously the bunny ears had to be put on separately. So I don't know why.
Yeah, that's the point. I was complaining about it, but like she still put on the bunny ears. It's like, Bulma, you could have just taken those off.
Yeah. Or not put them on in the first place.
I know, exactly. Because I get you're kind of stuck with the rest of the outfit, but like, I mean, you don't have to wear the bunny ears.
Because I remember Good Luck Charlie, they did a joke where one of the kids, PJ, like works at it's like basically their version of like KFC, and like the only clean shirt he had was like his work outfit, so he just put the hat on, and the whole joke is like, well, I don't want to look stupid, but the joke is you actually do look stupid wearing that outfit and everything like that. So
yeah, that's funny. But yeah, they decide they're going to continue their quest to Fry Pan Mountain, and but while they're driving, Yamcha does a pretty fucking smart move. He pulls a Ben from Yellow Jackets, using all the brain cells available in the show.
Mm-hmm.
He decides, you know what? I tried fighting them out in the open. That didn't work. Tried robbing them at night. That didn't work. So he pulls up to them in his hovercraft, and he just pulls out a fucking bazooka and decides, you know what? I'm blowing them up.
Yeah.
Literally Ben from Yellow Jacket. He's like, you know what? Fuck you guys, lighting your asses on fire, and I'm that cave.
And Ben, honestly, Yamcha would be like Yamcha and Ben would be great characters to have together, type of thing.
They would be funny. They'd be like, fuck yeah. I would love to see that. Yamcha and Ben being the most competent characters around.
In all fairness to Yamcha, he's not the only. Because to be fair, there was really no plots that like Goku and like Bulma really could have done. They were kind of happening around them. In Yellow Jackets, they got no excuse. They had plots they could have been again. Ben in one episode, and what I think we said like a little chunk of the episode solved Harvey and everyone else's like plot.
Like, did more plot shit than everybody else in 2 seasons combined.
Yeah, it's like. I think that's what's so good about Ben's. I mean, that's what's so good about Ben's plot is, it's so brief, but it's so much at the same time, and it's so awesome.
Missing a leg and was like about to kill himself, but still somehow did more plot shit than everybody else in that whole season.
I mean, don't forget the best part of episode 7 was Ben almost committing suicide. That was the best part of episode 7. Like,
yeah. Fucking get Chad. Yamcha was channeling. Ben was like over Yamcha's shoulder. Yamcha was like, Ben, what should I do to steal the Dragon Balls? And Ben was just like, don't worry, Yamcha. Just blow them up. Fuck them. Light them on fire.
Well, the reverse. Ben was wondering, like, these girls are going to hunt me. What the hell do I do, Yamcha? I was like, light the thing on fire. Light it on.
Bro, this felt like 30 years before Yellow Jackets.
Honestly, I can see Ben being a big Dragon Ball fan, actually. I can see it.
Oh, actually, funny, because remember, this aired in English in 1995, and Yellow Jackets takes place in, 1996?
Yeah, and this episode would have been out by then, because it's March, so...
Right. I would love that if Ben was a Dragon Ball fan. I'm cool with that.
I think it works. I think I buy you be a Dragon Ball fan.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. So, yeah, Yamcha... But I do like this joke where, obviously, they see Yamcha coming, and Bulma, again, not knowing Yamcha's like an enemy, sees him out the window, and she's like, oh my god, Yamcha, he's so dreamy. And then she just sees him pull out the bazooka, fire it at them, and blow up the camper.
Yeah.
And then she gets knocked out in the crash, which makes sense because Oolong and Goku are like stronger than her, so it makes sense Bulma being like the normal girl gets knocked out.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Goku and Bulma, not Goku and Bulma, Goku and Oolong come out of the camper, and Yamcha's about to rob them and be like, "All right, listen, hand over the Dragon Balls, or we'll kill you." And like I said earlier, Oolong's like, "Wait, how do they know about the Dragon Balls?" But Goku's not backing down. He's like, "Listen, I was starving before. I've eaten now. You're not going to beat me this time." And they fight for like 20 seconds, not even. This was kind of disappointing that round 2 was like so short.
Yeah, I agree.
And again, I like that it was pretty even last time. If anything, Yamcha was kind of having the edge. Where, I don't know, Goku didn't really beat Yamcha. What happened was Goku landed a really good kick on him and like knocked Yamcha over. And Yamcha was like getting up, ready to fight again. But then Puar like transformed into a mirror to show Yamcha his face. And Yamcha realized he like had a missing tooth. Like his tooth got knocked out by Goku.
Yeah.
And Yamcha basically got insecure. He's like, "No, a girl will never love me now that I'm missing a tooth."
Right. This fight was clearly meant to be comedic, but this was a little disappointing. I feel like, too, because the whole episode was comedic, I would have liked a nice little action scene here and everything like that. I would have liked it actually better if you still could have done this, but like Goku, I would have done something with like Yamcha's kicking Goku's ass, and Goku gets like an accidental like hit, and it knocks out his tooth and everything like that type of thing.
Yeah. One thing I do like about their fight is that like obviously Yamcha's a lot bigger than Goku, so it's a lot of Goku kind of like jumping around Yamcha, like taking advantage of the fact that he's a lot shorter.
Yep.
So it's kind of like Yamcha trying to hit Goku and Goku like jumping around him.
Yeah, I like that.
Something I wish Goku did a little bit more in season 1 is like use his tail, because in some fights Goku will kind of like use his tail to kind of like jump around, like use it as like a third arm basically.
Yeah, that'd be cool if he used his tail. I would like that.
Yeah, he uses tail much in these fights. It would have been nice if he kind of like maybe like wrapped it around Yamcha or something.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
He even has a tail sometimes.
I actually just forgot. I forgot about it until you just said it now, actually. So.
Yeah. The fight was pretty short, pretty underwhelming. And again, I do like that Yamcha wasn't really beaten. He kind of just like got knocked down. He was going to get back up and continue the fight.
Yep.
But then he got scared about the tooth, and he ran away.
At least it wasn't the first fight. I'm happy about that. Like, if this was the first fight, it would be more.
At least.
Huh?
But yeah, I'm glad we at least had round 1.
Yeah.
But yeah, Goku, Yamcha and Puar kind of retreat, and they discuss what they're going to do next. And they decide, you know what? Instead of fighting Goku directly, which is get like a pain in the ass, let's just like follow them and then like have them collect the Dragon Balls for us. And then once they collect all 7, then we swoop in and take them.
Mm-hmm.
Which, you know what, is a good point. Because, I like that Yamcha's not like, okay, I can't beat Goku. He's just kind of like, it's tough. So let's just kind of worry about that later. Let's let them get all 7. And then, then we swoop in and deal with it.
Not even just that. It makes sense because, like, why would you just steal, like, they have 5, right? Because they said they need 2 more. So.
Again, I don't know if they know about the radar thing.
Huh?
Well, again, I don't think Yamcha knows about the radar.
Right. But I'm just saying, even then, like, it makes sense to, let them even get them all anyway. Because, like, again, if he gets just 5, then he has to put...
Right. I'm saying, yeah, even if Yamcha did beat Goku, he has no way of finding the other 2. But I'm just saying, like, from his perspective, he doesn't know that. So, like, it is lucky that he's, like, following them. Because, yeah, if he did steal them now, he would have no way of getting the other 2.
I mean, even then, like, even though they have the radar, it shows you roughly where the Dragon Balls are. They don't know.
Yeah, could steal the radar, but like I don't know if he would know what it is.
Yeah, but even then, I feel like he doesn't exactly know. You don't exactly know where you're going on the radar. You could be going again. I have a feeling we're gonna find out one of the Dragon Balls is at Fire Pen Mountain and everything like that. So like, let them do the heavy work and actually get in the Dragon Balls, Wado or not.
Right. Yeah, Yamcha even points out, like, okay, they're going to get exhausted by the time they get the other two, so, like, I'll swoop in when they're weakened and take the wish.
I mean, funny that,
From Yamcha channeling Ben, being like, I am the most confident person, I am smart, I am,
It's weird, he's not even the main villain of Season 1. He, like, what would you say he is now? Because he might be the main villain now.
I guess. He's had more screen time than Pilaf, so I guess he's kind of the main villain right now.
That's insane. He's had more screen time than Pilaf. He's only been like 1.5 episodes. Like,
I know. That is funny. Especially because Pilaf was in this episode too, which we're going to get to.
Yeah.
But yeah, Yamcha basically... I do like this joke where Oolong and Goku are like, hey, by the way, where's Bulma? And then we just see Bulma fucking knocked out or like tongue sticking out. She's like,
yeah,
I'm knocked out. That was a funny joke. But yeah, then Yamcha comes back with Floor. And I like that from Goku and Oolong's perspective. Like, they fought Yamcha. He ran away. Then he came back and he's like being super nice to them. He's like, hey, sorry about that. Here's a new car to make up for it. Bye-bye. Have a good day.
Yeah. And they think it's just... I like that they think it's something suspicious, but, they... So,
well, I look at it suspicious, but Goku kind of being the naive one is like, oh, cool, I guess he's a nice guy.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. But yeah, Bulma wakes up and they decide to get in the car and continue the journey. And of course, we cut back to Yamcha in his own little car with like a little antenna on it. So basically, he put a tracker in their car, and he's going to follow them and wait for them to catch the next 2 Dragon Balls and then swipe in when they got all 7.
I'm interested in this. This is kind of a way to, keep Yamcha in it, but, like, he doesn't even have to be in every episode now. We know he's just going to be, like, off in the distance somewhere and everything like that.
Yeah, I like that. I like that's just a good way to kind of keep the villain in the show without, like you said, you don't have to constantly use them.
Yeah. You could be, like, off in the distance, like the Lumen threat, is coming in.
Like Zuko and Avatar, where, like, not every episode has Zuko, but, like, you kind of know he's always kind of following them nearby.
Yep. And then,
I'm kind of a big trope anyway, kind of like, the villain who's, like, chasing the hero on the road trip. I mean, we got that in Ben 10, too, with Vilgax kind of, like, chasing Ben, kind of, like, as he's recovering.
Even though it wasn't exactly done this way, but, like, Vlad, we found out was, like, a Lumen villain, sort of, and, like, in Danny before we actually met him, type of thing.
Yeah. Like, he was sending some of the ghosts to fight Danny. And then, in future episodes, he sends Valerie to fight Danny.
Yep, so...
we haven't gotten there yet, but Gundam, Char chasing the light base, pretty famous example. Kind of like Zuko with Avatar.
Yep. I guess Yellow Jackets would be the wilderness, is the Lumen threat.
Yeah, always following them, yeah.
Even though, again, if there's no wilderness, then that would be a can of worms, but...
Yeah. I'm trying to think of other shows.
The director and LVB.
Well, he wasn't really following them, is the thing.
No, but Lumen threat, like, throughout the,
Oh, yeah, like the Lumen threat, yeah.
Well, the meta in Season 6, I would say.
Like, the meta's like the reverse, where the heroes were hunting him rather than the meta hunting, the main characters.
No, the heroes were hunting them. No, he was hunting them, because don't forget, he was following them.
Oh, yeah, like Season 7 and 8, yeah. And Recovery 1, when Washington took Delta, yeah.
Well, don't forget in Season 6, though, the meta plan...
Yeah, where he probably got the Reds to chase the Blues for him.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of level... Oh, obviously, Breaking Bad, Walter and Gus, because Gus was the Lumen threat.
Oh, yeah. Hank was kind of the one chasing Walter.
Yep.
And of course, that was the biggest example one. They were always, like, chasing each other.
Who?
Death Note.
Yep. That's the biggest one, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I like that trope of kind of, like, the villain always kind of, like, one step behind the heroes, like, chasing them.
I feel like this might be the best one, because, again, Yamcha could just be the Lumen threat. I feel like it'd be done, because Pilaf's been kind of that way, but he's not really, like, chasing them, per se.
Pilaf doesn't even really know about Goku and Bulma, really.
Right.
He just knows something Dragon Balls, but he doesn't really know about them specifically.
Yeah, so this one's, I think, a better one. But speaking of it, let's talk about Pilaf. He randomly decided to show up. You know, they survived almost drowning, and they just randomly, they were just in the desert, I guess, somehow. I don't know how, but they were. And we see Mai, and what's the other guy's name? Because it's been a while. Chew. And these really cool vehicles that like bounce, and like they're really like robotic like vehicles. These are like pretty damn cool.
Yeah, I think I said it before. Toriyama really liked drawing like cars and robots and stuff.
Yeah.
So a lot of things in Dragon Ball are, you can tell, it's just an excuse for him to draw cool like cars and robots.
And you know, they were gonna bomb Goku, Bulma, and well, I guess Ulan, but they don't even know. I don't even think they know Ulan's there. It's just this trailer or whatever. You know, they kind of messed this up because Chew gets the bomb like stuck to his, you know, taped to his hand, and he can't get it off. So Mai's like running away from this because, you know, she doesn't want to get blown up and, well, we think die, but in Dragon Ball, I guess if a bomb blows up, you don't die from it. So
we find out later that fucking blows up in their face. Fine.
Yeah. You know, if Gus was in Dragon Ball, Walt wouldn't have been able to blow him up, I guess. So,
yeah. I know, Walt would have been like, what the fuck?
That'd be awesome. But obviously, Chew gets worried that the bomb's because the bomb's set to go off in like 3 minutes, but he's able to like reset the bomb where it goes off at like 8 in the morning. So he's able to like buy time to get it off his like hand. They kind of resolve this off screen though. It's just done. Like he just fixes it. And he puts the bomb onto the trailer. I don't know why I was trying to think of a name. As I say, he puts the bomb on somebody, but no, it was just the trailer. So, they radio in and tell Pilaf that this has been done. And I like Pilaf's response to this. He's like, this is the, you know, he says, okay, good, but just don't mess this up anymore. And then like, you know, discreetly, he just says, this is the last time I found, like, hitmen from, like, the want ads. So I like that that's how he found these people, just through the... This is, like... So this is a 9-to-5 job to, like, Mai and, like, Chew, pretty much.
Yeah, he just fucking found them on the newspapers. Did you mention that, like, the reason Chew didn't blow up is they changed the time from 8 p.m. to 8 a.m.?
Yeah.
Okay, did you? I didn't hear you say that.
So realistically, if he wanted to, he could have just kept changing the time again and again just to buy it, I guess, like that.
Is they just change it to the next day, and I don't know why they didn't just like, you know, once they got it on the vehicle, then change it to like a sooner time.
Well, to be fair, Yamcha did walk up at that time, so they were trying.
Yeah, I think they ran off because they heard Yamcha. Right.
And then, you know, not much happens with them. Doing that like bazooka fight with like Yamcha and Goku. They think the bomb went off earlier. So that's why they go...
Yeah, blow up the camper and they weren't watching, so they come up and they're like, oh, cool, the bomb worked.
Yeah, and they think it just went off earlier because they got it, like, on sale and everything like that. And then we find out, you know, they don't see any sign of, like, Goku or anybody else. So then the bomb just blows up and then they're just fine. That's it, you know.
That's it. That's their plot. That happens, like, throughout the episode. It is, like, maybe a minute long.
I think
so you can definitely... Writers were like putting a lot of effort into Oolong and Yamcha's plans, and then Pilaf gang were kind of just like there.
I kind of want something to happen where like Pilaf like just gets easily dealt with by like Yamcha, and like that's like the passing of the torch of like Yamcha's the new villain now. Like I'm cool now.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yamcha's the main villain of season 1. Yeah.
But this villain with like Pilaf just really came. And that's really this villain. The storyline with Pilaf just came out of like nowhere. Like they just drowned like in one of the last episodes we like saw them in, and then like
literally they drown and we never see him again. Like they're just a random villain who never even meet Goku.
So it's like I don't even know if they even know like because obviously they're trying to blow up this. Do they even know about like Goku or anything like that yet? Like.
No, so, remember, Mai and Chew met Goku in episode 2, but they had no clue who he was.
Yeah, so when they just he was just gonna blow up a random dude's camp type of thing. So
yeah, they're like, oh cool, Dragon Balls are in here, I guess we'll blow it up. Who's in it? I don't know, fuck it.
What? So I guess can the Dragon Balls not blow up then?
That's a good point. I think they can. Like, they're not indestructible, I think.
So when they want to find the dragon?
Imagine they blow up the camper and then they like broke the Dragon Balls and it's like, oh fuck, I guess we can't get our wish.
Oh well. I mean, to be fair to Mai and Chu, this is
this is the guy who didn't know you needed 6 more.
To be fair to Mai and Chu, they were just they're just working a 9-to-5 job. They were asked to blow up a camper.
Stupid, but fuck it, I'm getting paid either way.
So like, yeah. So I don't know. I just don't know.
But this is definitely a very comedic episode. Of course, they're all kind of comedic, but I like this one. It was funny. Although, like I said, the joke is 3 different groups are trying to steal the Dragon Balls. They all fail. That basically sums up the entire episode. So, if you're looking for like a big variety of jokes, you're not going to get it. But like, I think he tells that one joke pretty well.
One episode that definitely has going for it is Yamcha's like the MVP of this episode, I would say, type of thing.
Especially considering we didn't get a lot of them last episode. I'm glad we got a lot of them here. Although I remember even as a kid, I thought this episode was probably the weakest out of season 1.
I would agree with that.
Yeah. So I'm probably going to give it like a C.
Same.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't remember exactly what we gave the other episodes. I think the lowest we've gone is like C+, B-.
I noticed we haven't gone like high yet with Dragon Ball. I still enjoy it, but I'm hoping like season 1 ends off. No, I don't want like an A grade, but I hope season 1 ends with something big and everything like that type of thing.
Yeah, I think the like last few episodes, one of them will probably get an A. Maybe not the next episode, but I think episode 8 might get an A minus.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. You know, AJ, I hate to tell you this video ended up being 2 hours. So,
I kind of. Although you never said anything about the timer, so I was like, did it go off? I'm assuming it did.
We had like 26 seconds left, and then we got to like the Yamcha thing, and thinking we were going to be wrapping up soon, and then like we just didn't. So,
with 2 hours, I mean that's fine. It's only a half hour over what we were expecting.
Yeah, it's fine.
Plus we long intro.
Yeah, it's my fault. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Let's do the plugs. Do you have anything you want to plug?
Yeah, sure. Pause. I didn't end up getting any of that work done over the weekend like I wanted to, but I have a script that is mainly done. I just got to actually do the rest of the shit in the video.
There you go. And obviously check out Owen, the Talkinator. I'll just say this now. I know AJ and I haven't really obviously been as active as we wanted to be. I mean, just give us a break. It's more active than we were like a few years ago, so if you're going to get mad about that.
Remember, there was a solid like 3 years where we got like 1 video done a year.
Yeah, so it's just that AJ and I's schedules are changing a lot. Once AJ, AJ's about to go into a position in his job where his schedule's going to be the same, like, and it's going to be.
Yeah. They were switching me to a new schedule every week for the last few weeks, so now starting after next week, I'll be on a pretty consistent schedule for the next few months.
So that's gonna be fun. So we're gonna try to like once he goes to that schedule, and then we can go back to doing videos at night like this video is. Then we can. And I'm getting used to my job now, so we could probably do vids the days I work now, which would be nice. So just not gonna be this week. So you're gonna get a lot of slow videos, but we do promise you that they're gonna happen. So but that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you guys for watching this video, and we'll talk to you guys later.